Cole's tire repair to the rescue. Currently trying to decide whether I should tell him what's about to happen or whether I should just film it. Yeah, you're getting real close. Well, I've been excited for this day for weeks now. I'm headed back to the farm. As you may know already, Cole is back from college. He's gonna help me get the planter ready this week and the planter tractor and hopefully the tillage tractor if we have time. I'm just excited to be back helping out, even if I'm not allowed to do a whole lot of stuff yet. I can't wait. Let's go. Feels like just 5 minutes ago I put those tractors there, so we gotta get them out of the way, the wagon out of the way, the semi and spray trailer out of the way. Hopefully the old Volvo will start. Come on, Volvo. Ever since we put this battery disconnect switch in there, it's pretty much solved the dead battery problems we always used to have. Come on, baby. Come on. It's gonna go. We're gonna drive this around a little bit, get it warmed up, and then go drop the engine oil out of it.
How much tread is there?
There's a lot.
Are you just...
No, there really is.
So you just tell me that? Is there still like a lot of thread left?
I can't remember, honestly.
That...
They're very fine threads.
Carl, what are you here for? Yeah.
To film what happens right now. That's what I'm here for. Very good. Just set that anywhere. Get ready to spring into action. Got some bad socks on today, Cole?
Bad socks.
Cole, what are you torquing those bolts to, son?
200-pound man on a 2-foot wrench.
Is that the same as 650 Newton meters?
Yeah, last I checked.
Man, it has been a good day today. We've got a lot of stuff done. Got the tanks and everything all unloaded and set up and ready to put on the tractor. Got the brackets put on the tractor for the front half of the tanks. I want to get these tanks on this week while I've still got plenty of help around. It takes a lot of manpower to do this. So hopefully they'll come and get those new back tires put on the tractor tomorrow. Then we can get the tanks put on the next few days, get the planter worked over. There's still a lot to do, but I feel like we got a lot done today. New tires are going on. Well, I'm sure glad they got the tires on this morning. Now let's get the saddle tanks put on. It is tipped to the north a little, so now that you've started, you'll have to lift it up just a little bit more. That's good.
Josh was gonna do it. Superman, you're gonna. Superman,
Just gonna lift it. Whoa, nice.
Perfect.
There. Whoa, you are perfectly flush. I mean, you buy new tires for the back of the tractor, and then my truck had a flat tire after work, and so we pumped it up, and I don't know, maybe this is the issue right here. You know what? It's probably fine. Well, another day, another project. We're working on getting all the plumbing done. We've got all the hoses connected. Now we need to get everything routed where it needs to go and zip tied up underneath the tractor so we don't run over the hoses while we're driving. Fortunately, when I took all this apart, I took a whole bunch of pictures of everything so we can kind of get it back exactly the way it was before. Man, I love these dill flavored sunflower seeds. This might be the most fun you've had yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's raining out there today and it's colder than it has been, but that's not gonna stop us because Cole is still here on spring break, so I gotta make the most of him while he's here. So we got it stuck as far in the shop as we can get it, and we're gonna check over everything that we can get at while it's folded up. We're gonna basically get a look at the disc openers, measure the diameter, make sure they're not worn out. Currently trying to decide whether I should tell him what's about to happen or whether I should just film it. Yeah, you're getting real close.
Little PSA for you YouTube viewers out there. If you hear Carl in any of these videos say we, it typically means Cole's doing it and Carl's filming it. So
I can't entirely disagree with that.
is this gonna fall off and hurt me?
I mean, it's possible. So like at this point, you can just lay the wrench up on the smart box and you should be able to kind of lift up on the gauge wheel just a little bit and thread the bolt out the rest of the way by hand. There you go. Good man. So we're gonna take this disc opener off. Just, yeah, be careful with your fingers around the back end of that disc opener. But once you get that, yeah, then you can rotate it around the back of the disc. There you go. Perfect. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna check our disc opener discs for run out. I've got a bolt here in the vise. This is just one of the bolts that held the gauge wheel arms on. So it turns out that that works perfectly to space this. So I'm gonna drop another one of those thin nuts in here and just not really super tight, but just snug it up quick. I've got one of these squares that you can adjust the length on the ruler. So I've already got it adjusted so that it just barely fits under there. And I'm gonna get the ruler really close to the edge of the disc opener, and then I'm gonna get the gauge set really close to underneath it. So what we're watching for is this gap between the ruler and the edge of the disc opener should stay consistent as you're spinning it around. This is pretty good. Like if you were spinning it and seeing a lot of this, like the gap changing, that means that your disc opener is not centered on the hub. And so your depth of your furrow is gonna be inconsistent as the disc opener rolls through the field. We're also watching the gap between this gauge and the edge of the disc opener. As you can see, there's just a tiny little bit of difference. Very, very little. If it was more than that, I'd be concerned about it because that would mean that as you're rolling, your contact point at the front of your disc openers is gonna get wider and narrower as you're going. All right, we got the old spring scale. We're gonna figure out if our seed firmers are still in good shape or if they need replaced. We're supposed to do this with the planter on the ground, and since it's raining today, we're just gonna eyeball it in the shop. So he's gonna stick that 2x4 between the disc openers and the seed firmer to make sure that it's flexed up as if we have it sitting on the ground. So then go ahead and hook my wire on if you could. Okay, you holler at me when I lift it off the board.
Yep.
Okay, so we're at 6 pounds to get it lifted off the board. The spec says it needs to be between 5 and 8, and we might not have been perfect with that 2x4, but let's go check one of these white Keatons. We've had these on here for a few years. All right, you all set down there?
I'm set.
All right, give me a holler when it comes off.
Yep.
1.25 pounds almost, not even quite. Okay, that's not good. Okay, so the white Keatons are only 1.25 pounds to get them lifted up, which means they are not really doing anything. Cole, flop that thing up and down. Look at that. It's not pushing seeds down at all. That's terrible. All right, we're gonna be replacing those. So I made the mistake of saying we weren't gonna have to replace anything this year because we replaced everything last year. Well, even though we replaced these seed tube guards last year, look at, they are shot. And it's hard to tell how shot they are until you grab a new one, stick it next to it. Look at that. And the symptom of that is, I'm not sure if this one will show it. Oh yeah. You take a look at this seed tube right here. You can actually see where that disc opener was rubbing on the bottom corner. See that? Making it real thin. That's a bad deal because once it gets worn to a certain point, it will actually curl the plastic in, and then the seed will bounce off that plastic on the way down. No good. Got to replace them. Well, got to call it a day. We did not get as much done as I wanted to, but it's 5 o'clock. My personal assistant has to get back to his college campus to help out with the fraternity engagement tonight, tomorrow, whatever. Then he'll be back. Don't worry, we're not done with him. Well, it's wet and disgusting and cold and gross outside today. The wind's blowing hard out of the east, so we can't even work with the door open on the shop like we did yesterday. So if Cole has to be gone one day this week, I'm glad it's today. And I'm also glad you stopped to watch this video today. I really do appreciate that. Again, thanks for riding along. I'll see you next time.